Okay. Next on our agenda, we're going to have a workshop, which will be followed by a break. And then after that, I'm just giving you a quick overview of what we have this afternoon. After that, we're going to come back and have a design thinking workshop, get into the global challenges, and you start working on those challenges in your teams. So as I mentioned, we do have some coaches available this afternoon, and they're sitting with you on your tables. And when we get to it, if you don't have a coach, there are a couple of university representatives, either faculty in entrepreneurship or administrative staff in entrepreneurship. They've given their time to come and work with you on your different ideas. So when that time comes and you don't have a coach on your table, just let us know. Okay. All right. Without further ado, I would like to welcome our next speaker. And that is Professor Sunday Adebisi. He is the director for entrepreneurship, and he's the director at the Entrepreneurship and Skills Development Center at the University of Lagos. All the Unilag people, I thought you'd be shouting for your prof at this time, yeah? You're welcome, prof.
All right. I think we can do better for the guy that just spoke, and we just put our hands together for Yusuf. I love what he said, and it's quite very useful for so many of us. Okay, before we start what we want to actually look at this afternoon, which is team dynamics. So we're going to, can you pick your devices? I hope you've connected to Wi-Fi. And let's go on Mentimeter quickly. www.mentimeter.com. So just let's go on Mentimeter quickly. So a code, can you give me the code, please? So you see a code, get on Mentimeter, pull the code, and let's go. Just two questions for us to answer. Mentimeter, just type Mentimeter.com. It will take you there. Who has found it? Great. Mentimeter. So you just look at the one that says enter the code to join and vote on a presentation. That's the one you're going to click. Click on it, and that's the code. The code is displayed 4299-3490. 4299-3490. You click on the Mentimeter that says enter the code to join and vote on a presentation. Once you click it, it will bring it out for you to enter a code. It will say, please enter the code. Who has done that successfully? Great. And what did you see? What do you hate about team? So can you just begin to answer it? What do you hate about team? I think you have less than maybe 1 or 2 minutes to do that. What do you hate about team? Type it in. Can you please click on the link for us? And let's see the answers. Do that and just submit. Yeah. Are you submitting your questions already? I mean, your answers to that? Inconsistent effort or responsive team members? I'm seeing the answer here. Okay, it cannot be displayed, so I will read for you. Lazy team members, in coordination. I hate when we don't agree on something. You're the one saying it, so boring team, long ass brainstorming, negligence. It has a lot of overhead with meetings. When everyone is not contributing equally towards the same goal. Lack of communication. So there are a lot of them in here. I'm picking the one that I think are very fantastic. I hate misunderstanding. I hate misunderstanding. Team without coordination and harmony. The fact that not everyone will have the same drive to act in accordance to making the project a success. Not everyone carries out their responsibility as at when due, which tests negatively on the collective assignment. Can we put hands together for ourselves this afternoon? Put your hands together for yourself. And let's go to the slide. I think I'm okay with that. So, all right. You're already getting them. So let's just go to the slide. I think I'm fine. We have together talked about what we hate about team. And unfortunately, CMU Africa has brought us into team. So whether we like it or not, what we hate about team, we're going to solve it together here this afternoon. Is that correct? Because we've all said what we hate about team. And no individual is going to work in this place today. So that is why we're going to look at what team dynamics. The pointer, please. Thank you. Thank you. So, what are the expectations? This is a workshop. It's a workshop. So, there are some expectations after the workshop. And I love the fact that we're very, very, quite, truthful about the frustration we've had working in a team before. And those are valid things. But then we're still going to work in team. So what are going to be the expectations? We're expecting you, number one, to understand the concept of team after this workshop. We equally expect you to learn that techniques of building a better team. We equally be expecting you to understand your role as a team lead and team members. And it will be expected of you too to understand team dynamics. And lastly there, we want you to overcome the tubular challenges, that team we always create. The one we've said, it is true, I've been quite frustrated before, even as a professor, working in teams. When professor work, within professor, it can be very chaotic. So it can be very, very chaotic. So, and you are supposed to use team to do what to achieve, better performance. So let's go. So the first thing we need to ask ourselves, and I've tried to make it very simple, is what does team connote? It is important for us to understand what it is when you talk about team. So the moment we talk about team is a number of individuals. When you look at your table now, when you were divided into team, you were told to go to your team. The table is a team. That table is a team. And individuals walked into this table. So, when you talk about team, it must comprise number of what? Individuals. Those individuals are connected together because there is a task to be executed. there is a work to be done. There is a project, there's an activity to be executed. And this activity can no longer be done as an individual that came on that table. You know, when you were being distributed, you were move team 1, team 2, team 3. The table is a team. Individual walks into the team. But once you get into that team, you can no longer do what? Act as an individual. So you are binded together by this table, and compulsorily you must jointly decide, you must jointly execute, you must jointly conclude, and you must jointly take responsibility. So, all the feedback you gave to me on the Mentimeter is because people walk into team as individual and they act as individual within the team. So if everybody is going to act as the team, then I'm going to carry your burden, you're going to carry my burden. We must jointly decide, we must jointly execute, we must jointly conclude, and at the end of the day, we must jointly take responsibility. Your failure is my failure. Your success is my success. That's what team is. I try to point out that what a team is not. And you see, a group of individuals plus absence of a common vision and goal is not equal to what? Is it equal to a team? I want a feedback. Is it equal to a team? Where you have a group of individuals and there's no common goal, and we are working at crossroads. We're not a team. So that is to tell us too that apart from the fact that, you know, we're working together, our vision and our focus must equally be one. So, and what does team dynamics mean? Having understood what team is, and our individuals will come together, they will have to act together, they will have to execute together, they will have to conclude together, they will have to take responsibility together, then the dynamics of team, or team dynamics, what does it mean? So when you talk about team dynamics, you're just talking about those psychological forces. And unfortunately, the psychological forces and that social relationship will come from individuals. Prior to Team 3, there were no individuals. We had Team 1, Team 2, Team 3, no individuals. But to constitute Team 3, we're now having 3, 3, 2. We're having 8 individuals who have brought their psychological forces as individuals together, and there must be social interaction. So something is going to happen. It is either they're going to submit their psychological forces, you know, to the social interaction as individual and collectively, so that I can get to understand you, you get to understand me, and I will tend towards you, you tend towards me, and I will keep quiet for you to finish, and you keep quiet for me, you know, to finish, and I will see your point of reason, and probably you see my point of reason. That is what is good. That dynamics is either going to make us a good team or a worse one. So that dynamics is what propels team to either be good or bad. So, and the dynamics, you know, comprises of psychological forces and social relationship that will determine team behavior and equally influence what? The level of team performance positively or negatively. So what individuals are brought on this table, you brought into your team will determine whether you're winning tomorrow or you're losing. Whether you're going to get result or you're not going to get result. Whether you're going to, you know, be able to focus on what it's supposed to be done or not. The moment you came on this table, you can no longer act as an individual. Unfortunately, your own psychological forces are going to come to interact together, and social relationship, because you're human beings, you must interact. There are no two ways about it. So the interaction can either be positive, can either be negative, can either be toxic, can either be friendly. But then, like I told you, what team is, if you want to execute together, if you want to work together, if you want to act together, if you want to take responsibility together, then the implication is that we have to submit these psychological forces of individual to one another. And we have to blend this for us to work. That is what it is. So, and I think it's not very important for us to look at this positive and negative team dynamics very quickly, because we were talking the other time, you and I, You're able on Mentimeter to say the things you hate about teams. And I want to tell you, where you want to go far, it is better you go with people that actually understand, what you're doing. When you look at this, let's look at positive dynamics. I want you to look at this picture very well. Focus on it. And someone is going to tell me what you think is wrong in both pictures. Anyway, I know I've titled it already. It's been much more easy for you. But then what do you think? I want one or two persons to talk. What do you think about these two pictures? Beyond what is written underneath. Anyone? Okay. Can we have the other microphone? Yeah, there's a lady there. Innovators, ICT innovators, where are you guys?
Good afternoon, everyone.
All right.
So from the picture towards my left here, it's so obvious that everyone there are actually working towards achieving one goal, which is putting things together. Then the image towards my right, two things are actually visible there. One could say the lady on blue and the man on black are actually a team working towards achieving something, while the two people also, on the other hand, are also a team. But looking at them together as a team, I'm talking about the four of them, it simply means that we're getting a picture that four of them are actually working in opposite direction, which would not make the goal, the singular goal, achievable. But if you are looking at them being dual, then we could say the male and female are working as a team, while the other male and female are also working as a team. Thank you.
Okay. Just the last person. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, there was a lady. Yeah, okay.
Looking at the positive team dynamic, from the picture, they agreed to have a leader. And I guess that's the person standing up at the top of the picture. And the many people are working together with them because the leader is telling them, okay, we have to do it this way. They are submitting to the leader. But in the negative team dynamic, it's obvious that nobody's even leading, nobody's following. Everybody, my own side, this one or the other. I'm very sure that even the man staying at the back of the lady might not even agree with the lady is staying behind.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's put hands together for the two guys. Can we get this room excited, please? All right. That's correct. But one of the things that is there, he did mention something that is very important. You could see that there is a leader. The leader is the one carrying, the microphone. And you could see that right in there, despite that they are taking risk, they're working together. Can you see the guy on top of that, puzzle? Can you see the guy below? The puzzle could crash. And if it crashes, it's on top of the two guys. You could see the guy trying to support. I'm looking for the pointer. So you can see the guy in here. Okay. Oh, it's all reflecting on the white. So you could see all right. You could see this guy. Who is the guy, trying to ensure the fact that this guy does not fall? And he's supporting it because they still have to carry this other two and try to get it up there. So what they are doing is that they are doing what they're working together. As despite that, it is risky. You see, the guy here is not saying, look, I can't stand there because if this thing falls, I'm gone. The guys up who must ensure that they must get to the top is not saying, look, it's too risky for me here. If I stand there, I must fall. So you come and do this. And everybody is focusing on what? Getting this puzzle together, getting them perfectly arranged, and building something that is strong. When you look at the guys here, you see that everybody is a boss. That's what is happening here. Everybody is a boss. They have not even commenced taste. They are still deciding, and they're quarreling on which side, who should do the writing, who is superior, who is not superior. Just like he mentioned, the two guys, if they got this rope to their side, they are equally going to fight on the rope. So it does not look as if probably those two guys are together. Let them get the rope to their side. You see that they're going to fight again. They will destroy the team. So one of the things very important is that you must work together to achieve, positive, team dynamics. You must brainstorm, ideas together. I'm already speaking to you now because these are the tools that you need to win tomorrow. You must take risks together. You could see those guys taking risks together. You must win and lose together. At every point in time, you must be goal-focused and you must be result-oriented. But the moment you never agreed on any issue, you're not willing to allow superior ideas, you don't believe, that you can achieve positive results, and you are conflict ridden, then you have a negative team dynamics. And that can never make you to be an achiever. So, this is all you need to do to achieve that positive, team dynamics. It rests on this. You must have a positive attitude associated now, and you must have trust. You must trust yourself. You must trust your leader. One of the things I actually wanted to do was to lead you guys to select your leader, but I do not know whether CMU has what it wants to do in doing that, or maybe leaders have been identified. When I do this, that is what I do first, to even see whether you found someone that has leadership characteristics, or someone that wants to volunteer, or someone that equally wants to impose himself or herself because he can afford to sit and some other person leading. So we're supposed to look at all of those things. But then it's important when you select your leader, the kind of leader you must have. Effective communication is important, as well as goal congruence and focused leadership for whoever that will lead in that team. All right. Having understood that, I will not tell you that it's going to be very easy. You have to go through what is going to happen in the next 2 days. So I will advise you not to hurt. Still be yourself, please. Still do what? Still be yourself. And at the end of the day, the knowledge of what you've got in this afternoon will help you through. But when a team is formed, because many of you have not worked together before, and when I was looking at the team, it looks as if nobody from the same university is even in the same team. I think it was deliberately, carved out in such a way. So there's a likelihood of the fact that you've not worked together before, but you will work together well, and you can do better with yourself. And that is why I want to understand the stages of team formation. It has started today. You've been brought together, and you're seated on one table. And the first thing that happens is what we call the forming stage, which is the stage we're in now. But let us understand some of the things that can happen at the forming stage, so that once we capture those things in our minds, the leader too will be able to help through, and whoever they will be the leader of each of these teams today, we have to pay attention to this stage, because that is the most important stage. And that stage needs the leader, because everybody is thinking in different direction. So at the forming stage, you could see in the picture, everybody is seated, and you could see that somebody is standing. The leader cannot be at rest at forming stage. If you are a team lead, you cannot be at rest. I am not saying you should be standing up in your team. This connotes something that at the forming stage, the leader cannot be at rest. That's what it's connoting. If you wish, and to be very realistic, there will be so many times you may have to stand up to stem the tide of argument and everything. You cannot be the person that will just fold your hands and everything. No, at the forming stage, everything will crash land. So you could see the leader trying to get them introduced to themselves and try to let them understand that, okay, there is a vision here, and that vision is that we need a vegetable garden. So that's the task I believe we should follow through. And everybody is just, okay, we did a vegetable garden. When you look at it, you will see that what the lady on this side is thinking is different from the guy, is different from this one. And what does the vegetable, garden on top of them? One is thinking, okay, is it the tool that we are going to look for? Okay, what kind of vegetable are we planting? So individually, everybody is thinking, in different direction. So at this point, the team members are new. Maybe they've not even started talking to each other. I love the way we started the other time, at least maybe by moving around to go search for, things on your own paper. That was the way, the bingo kind of game probably made us to, first of all, start talking to each other. Now that you are now on the table, you never even had the opportunity of speaking to one another before we mounted, the pulpit to start talking to you. So the first idea, definitely, some will keep quiet. Some will be much more active. That is the forming, the forming stage. So the leader or the team lead must be very, very alert at this point in time. It is very important. And the style of that team lead at that point in time is to focus more on directing. That is not for you to be the boss, but being able to direct the members towards the vision, allowing them to speak. But again, do not allow dominance, and you yourself as a leader must not dominate. You're speaking, you have 30 minutes, you are speaking for 20 minutes, and you have 8 members. Some of them are switched off. Okay, you want to do it, go ahead and do it. You've been speaking in the last 20 minutes. So you must pay attention to this, because this period is very critical. If you lose it at this point in time, you may not have a formidable team. All right. Still understanding these stages, we have the second stage. That is the storming stage. The storming stage. Now everybody has got, okay, we are to have vegetable garden. All right. We have to, the kind of vegetable we should have is garden egg. And you are saying, no, we should have pumpkin leaf. This one is saying, no, that one does not sell. What you have is this. And there is power struggle. And team members are struggling to understand, one another. In fact, they don't even know whose role is supposed to ignite, whose role is supposed to stem, and everybody wants to feel important. Because when you give suggestion, and your suggestion is agreed upon, you feel important that, yes, I've gotten the solution. So everybody wants to do that. And can I let us understand this before I move away from here? Once you catch the goal, it's not compulsory that your idea should be accepted. But your idea can be the foundation for somebody to build a better idea upon. Yes, I know for sure you're still going to struggle with this. That is not to say that if you have a better idea, you need to keep quiet in the group because you have listened to a professor who said, no, for you to achieve, positive team dynamics, someone's idea must be accepted. If you still feel that your idea is superior, you can, after discussion, I say, please, can I add to this? Having accepted idea of, John, I feel we can do this and this and this and this. So this is very important because at this point in time, they have different opinions about the choice of the vegetable type to cultivate. You could see on top of everybody, you see everybody is just thinking, I think this is what we should do. This is what we should do. And this is where you equally identify the dominant team member. And listen, the dominant team members can equally be positive or negative. The dominant team member, if it's someone that is extremely knowledgeable about the space you're supposed to go into, and it's not comfortable with that team member because he knows what he's trying to say, you may have to listen to him or her. But you, this team member too, that you think you have very good knowledge in that space, and you're thinking that your team should follow what you're trying to say, you must try to convince without bossing every member of the team. It is important you must not be tired of trying to convince, trying to catch the attention of the leader to allow you to convince, giving examples of what you've done, what you've known, that is making you to suggest things, so that should be the way to go. So at the storming stage, you're going to identify the dominant team member. Dominant team member can be positive, it can be negative. But when it is negative, it can become toxic because it can create a lot of acrimony and a lot of conflict within the team. And even the best of persons, the introvert in the team, you could have brought on the table, very good idea, we go back to his or her chair because the bossy guy is not allowing anybody to speak. So the team lead, you have a job in here. And I do hope that this, I have told you, you have to still be your original person. Let your original person play out. But while we're going through this workshop this afternoon, is that when you become a team lead or a team member, you understand the strategy to use to ensure that you scale through all these stages, because they're very, very important. So, what is the leadership required at the storming stage? You have, as a team lead, you may have to coach each of the person on what you think should be the right way to talk, the right, and I always say this, and I know you're going to do the same thinking thereafter. The language should be yes, but. You must not say, no, that's a bad idea. Everything must be yes, but. When I want to take it from you, I say, oh, yes, but I think we can add this to it. So when you do yes, but, when you do yes to me, even if you're going to throw that idea away, yes, I believe my own has been captured. You believe I'm contributing something. So when you say bet, I want to listen to your bet. And I may reason with you that your bet is much more superior than mine because you have accepted mine. But the moment, no. Do you think that can work? So tell me what can work. Go ahead. So can you see? Go ahead. There is nothing you're going to say that will enter my ears that is going to work. Because I need to build the brick wall to tell you that yours too can work. So this is very important. And members need to be guided. Team lead must look out for conflict and solve them very quickly. The moment you saw the guy say, can you shut up? What are you saying? So, excuse me 1 minute. I think we agree that we must not use foul language. And I see no reason why can you retract that place so that we can move on and focus on this thing. So you don't need to shout. I think, so maybe someone say, no. Can you just hold on? He asked my protection. Let him finish, making his own point. I'll come back to you. So team lead, that is very important at the storming stage. And you must closely monitor the work that the team members are doing. Now, can you say that these first two stages depend so much on the team lead? If you select a wrong team lead, that already is what is failure at the beginning. You go nowhere because it's going to be crisis reading, and at the end of the day, you're not going to have a better output as a team. I guess the battery is a bit. So, stage 3 is when all of you are inside the same car. It's getting normalized. Things are getting, normalized. If you can skate through the storming state, definitely you guys will enter the same car. And once you're in the same car, yes, okay. And it's like you're facing the same direction this time around. And at this point in time, cooperation, integration, and unity have been achieved once you can scale over that. And what comes with this are each member now begins to support each person, each other, emotionally. If it's not been talking, it will not find it as it's not contributing. So are you okay? Hope you're not having a headache. So It's already, oh, I just feel tired. Oh, come on, let me cheer you up. Okay, it's your turn to speak now because we know you have something to tell us. So they are emotionally connected. The team performance will increase. There's now some cohesion. That is to say, the team now has bonded more, and information is exchanged now deliberately without any challenge. And what is the style? At this point in time, team lead, this is the time to facilitate. It is not the time to begin to boss. It is the time to facilitate because everybody cares now for one another. So it's just to facilitate everyone, not, to now be, no, because already you must, most of the time, you must identify when the team is numbing. Because when the team is numbing, you allow them to function together within themselves very well and just facilitate that to happen. And this is very important because, everybody is already, focusing on the same direction. And when if you see it, everybody has agreed on the kind of vegetable and the kind of seed. That is it, the kind of vegetable and the kind of seed. Are we okay? Okay, you can help with it. All right. So you could see it that they both agreed now on the seed, on the kind of vegetable, and they're going towards that direction to go and plant. And that is the fact that, it's already, normal. Give me the next slide because I think this is weak. Thank you. So at the performing stage, at this point, everything is super. You could see everybody is, together, the leader and everyone is in the same direction. We can depend on ourselves very well. Synergy has been achieved. The objective of the result has been achieved. You could see the seedling, you could see the vegetable have been achieved. And before you could see the guy holding, some of the tools. You could see the guy that want to carry the vegetable to the market. Everybody now has said that, yes, we have actually, performed. We're like one family. We have brought out what we wanted to bring out. And we have achieved our objectives. And at this point in time, the team lead can now feel a little bit relaxed because everybody has understood what needs to be done and how it needs to be done. And this is a wonderful stage that every team, looks towards achieving. As I stated today, I know that is where you want to get to. And do remember that whatever you bring before the judges tomorrow are going to be the things that, all of you, whether you like it or not, whether you're behaving as if you're not part of the team, the judges will see you guys as team. So it is right now you must take a decision to be a proper member of the team and ensure the fact that one decision is taken by the team, you see that decision as the decision of everyone, and you are equally part of that decision. And this is the desirable state of every team. And the last stage is adjoining stage. And adjoining stage is at the stage that everybody has felt that, yeah, we've achieved, we're fulfilled. Let there be a closure, or let's do another thing. And this adjoining stage too, we won't dwell so much on that because it has its own challenge too, because at the adjoining stage, the members are already, the interests of the members are saturated. And one thing to the members is the fact that we have achieved this. Is there any next thing for us to do? Is there the next project? Because where we're coming from, we've been able to achieve this one. Let's proceed, to do another thing. So for a big company, we always say you may have to shut down very quickly and bring up another project and let this very integrated team to use the energy that achieved this order, because they're not going to go through the storming stage again because already that they're already achieving, team. That is for a very big project anyway. So once the project is completed, which is tomorrow, maybe after you have pitched, you're waiting for your result. The question will be, did you get the team to the performing stage before you came to the stage? That's very important. You must ensure the fact that you get yourself properly integrated so that at the end of the day, you can be the best team that will win tomorrow. So, as I'm trying to close, this is for everyone that is seated there. You pay attention to this very well. Whether you're going to be a team lead or you're going to be an individual today, you must ask yourself a question: how do you want to be an effective team member? And here, there are 6 things, 6 points or characteristics that you must have to be an effective team member and for your team to be able to win. Number 1 is that you must communicate. You must not be the guy, oh, you know, I don't like to talk, I just watch. You are not a team player. So you cannot say, I don't like to talk, I just watch. No. You may not talk as much as the next person, but you must be able to speak. And again, when there are issues, don't keep quiet because someone has said something that is wrong to you. Communicate it. It's important. You have to say it so that at the end of the day, bad feelings do not, because it will still happen within your team. There are no two ways about it. Because you want to compete, the energy level is not the same. When you're just coming together, different ideas, and people will push their ideas. But then what is very important is that communicate your ideas. And this is not telling you now, I do not know. Let me ask, CMU, are you selecting leaders for them or they are going to select their leader themselves? Correct. So, with all I've said now, you know that the role of team lead is very, very important. So within yourself, you must not just, because it's mine, I know him, or he's handsome, she's very beautiful. That does not, give you the characteristic or quality of being a team lead. So secondly, you must not blame others. It is important that you must not blame others. So if you have gotten to the point where you pass through all the stages I've mentioned, so whatever the error is our errors. So you can correct, and you can support others to have better behavior, but not say, well, we missed it because of you. When we're telling you, you did not listen. Because already you're saying you never went out as a team. So you must not blame others. How many of us have watched the Morocco and the Spain match? All right. You saw that immediately after the end of the game, the coach went to each of them to pat them at the back. So you've done well. You've done pretty well. You've done pretty well. Despite, because if somebody wants to say, the guy that missed the first penalty was the one that caused the crisis. Do you understand? So someone can say, so if you didn't miss, I will not miss. Everybody will not lose. No. It's a team, they did all their best. And that day was not their day. So tomorrow, many teams will lose. Don't blame yourself. Don't blame yourself. That's the more reason we've taken you through how to move through, those stormy period to get into the best paper. Don't blame yourself. Support your group. Don't be Mr. Know-it-all. Don't be what? Mr. Know-it-all. Support your team member. This is very important. And don't be the superstar. Okay? Well, when you guys need me, you can call me. I've been telling you since you didn't listen to me. Do you know how many startups I've created? Do you know the university I'm from? So if you don't listen to me, okay, when you need me, call me. I'm inside my room. You are braggart. Don't be. You dampen, the spirit of your time when you do that. Whatever you have, whatever you know, why not use it to support the team? Don't be a braggart. That's very important. And equally, listen up. We've been able to, to hear that today. Listen actively. Especially the team lead. Especially, someone that wants to lead the team towards the better direction. Listen well. Because when you listen well, you'll be able to even say, oh, hold on a minute. Can you just see what John has said? John, can you repeat yourself? Because it looks as this is the solution we'll be looking for. So you must have some set of people that will listen well. It's very, very important. So do not just be the one that will speak and speak and speak and speak. Try to equally listen and get involved. Get involved. You may be the only solution that your team needs to win. This is important. Help your fellow teammate. Get involved. Don't retain any idea to in your brain. You are here to share together. This is peer learning. You're going to go for maybe pitching together as a team, but again you're learning from one another, and this again can be very, very important. So the last thing I'm going to tell you is this. That's my definition of team. And the definition of team, we're going to echo it together. 1, 2, go. Do we have any human being inside this place? Are you in this place? Can we go? 1, 2, go. That's what team is. Together, everyone achieves more. Going from this place, even from whatever you've done, when you get back to your university, if there's anything you do not really get and it is something you must get from here, get this. If you get it, you will know that team means together everyone achieves more, and you will no longer hate team. Because once you've come together, you are able to do what? To achieve more. Thank you very much for having me. So, if you have questions, so we take some questions. Question?
Yes. Hello, fellow friends. I, by the name of Ngundimana Auguste from University of Rwanda. So I was excited. I have seen in Africa, we need a strong team in order to satisfy the food production in our continent. So I guess to share with us that PowerPoint so that I can share with my fellow classmates in order to provide some problems that are seeing in a building of team, especially for the farmers, how they can make a strong team so that we can produce a really food production per year in my country, also in our continent. Thanks.
Okay, let's put ours together for him. Myself and my colleague, what we've been discussing on our table, the VIP table, since we came in, is how Africa has not, integrated properly. How we've not been able to bring collective effort together to produce a greater synergy. In my field, in entrepreneurship, 2 + 2 is not equals to 4. If you don't know, 2 + 2 is equals to 5. So that's in entrepreneurship. Our mathematics is different from the scientific mathematics. So that's it. And if you are a true entrepreneur, you know that your 2 + 2 can never be equals to 4. Your out of business one is equals to 4. So I agree with you. One of the things we need to do is to ensure that we scale over all the barriers that we create for ourselves as Africa. Since you're talking about, Africa now, we, the leaders of thought, researchers, professors, we've already started looking into some of these things, how the best agricultural practices in Egypt during the dry season, how can it be brought to Nigeria so that at the end of the day, we can do better in Nigeria during dry season, and we can then help ourselves, you understand, to create much more food in Nigeria that can move, to Ghana, to Cote d'Ivoire if there's a shortage of it. And how can we, collectively look for seedlings that can do, some of those, agricultural seedlings, that perform, that they do well. So one of the things that needs to happen, first of all, we need to break the barriers. We're speaking to our leaders, and I think we all need to really, really clap for Rwanda. Let's put our hands together for Rwanda as a country. This is just about the only country today you enter into without visa, without anything. You just enter once they know what you're coming in to do. That is how European Union actually developed. And when I was teaching in my master MBA class about Rwanda, yes, it's the fastest growing economy in the world. It's just because now it has opened up. That's why it's the fastest growing economy. Because, it understands what it is to, welcome partnership. So Africa needs to do what? Needs to do what Rwanda is doing today. There's only shutting down the border of South Africa. I was speaking to my friend today. I just protested. I was supposed to come from South Africa, and I protested. I didn't go. And this is good for us to mention. As a professor, if I want to go to the US, once I alert them that I have something to do, I don't wait to get visa. And some of my early career were to go to South Africa for a project. These are people I've taken to South Africa before, and they were denied visa. And they picked my own and just gave me as a professor, and I wrote them I was not going to come. That this is Africa. If we must build Africa together, we must stop creating these barriers. There is no way, Africa can be built. And I wrote them. I was not going to come, and I didn't go. Because, when we do this for ourselves, we'll not be able to build the food we eat. Can you imagine? Russia and Ukraine, they were fighting themselves. And Nigeria, Cameroon, Egypt, Morocco, we are hungry because Russia and Ukraine, they are fighting because wheat are no longer coming. That's what we've done for ourselves because we're not integrating. So it is important that we break the barrier. I don't know if that answers your question.